It's another exciting Friday afternoon on independent television and radio here in the city of Benin. Just in case you're joining in, the program is Hitches and Voices. Hitches and Voices is a program that brings together disability voices that showcase the potentials of persons with disability, that seeks to highlight the challenges of persons with disability, and also brings disability awareness to you. Hitches and Voices is brought to you courtesy Network for the Advancement of People with Visible Disability, NAPVID. NAPVID is a non-governmental organization here in Nigeria that is advancing the rights of persons with disability. My name is Kingsley Okoje, your regular anchor on the program, and my sign language interpreter, as usual on this program, is Mrs. Cynthia Godwin Aya. She will be doing justice to our deaf community on the program today. And indeed, I have a very wonderful guest in the studio. But before I introduce my guest, let me quickly say that if you've been following us on this program, our focus for the past few weeks has been on the education of persons with disability and the importance of enrolling them in school, taking advantage of this current enrollment currently going on in various public schools to bring your child with disability to school. So it's been the Get Your Child to School campaign, disability not a barrier. That's been what we've been doing on Hitches and Voices for the past 3 to 4 editions. And today promises not to be different, as we have a parent with a child with disability. We've brought on this program students with disability. We've brought teachers who are specialists in special education. And today, with us in the studio is a parent, like I said, of a child with disability. He's also a reverend, a man of God. He is Reverend Chigoke Benjamin. Reverend Chigoke Benjamin, welcome to Hitches and Voices.
God bless you.
As you all know, we often say within the disability community that when a child with disability is born, it is often received with shock and disappointment. And what follows thereafter is trading of blames. And what follows is rejection of parents. And when the child is rejected, the child finally resigns to faith. For many parents with disability, the delivery of a child with disability is often not what they anticipate. And as such, when such child is given birth to, parents struggle with accepting that child. And so many things happen in the course of that. The child is left to wander alone. But we would love to hear from Mr. Reverend Chigoke Benjamin today, his experience having a child with a disability, how he has coped, how that challenge has also inspired him to do better. Mr. Chigoke Benjamin, welcome to Hitches and Voices once more.
Once again, God bless you.
All right, I'll ask the very first and obvious question. I'd like you to take us through your experience. What was it like having a child with a disability?
Actually, at the very beginning, it was so sad. It wasn't easy. Like in my own case, my daughter Victory wasn't born that way. She was born like every other normal person. And then at about age 6 and a little bit above, we started noticing that something was going on as per her sight. So when it's dawned on us that actually she wasn't seeing clearly, at the very beginning we did the little we could, by employing the assistance of some, doctors, going to chemists, buying eye drops and all of that. But as we continue to do that, it's like something was going up and up and up. The sight rate was deteriorating until she was like 9, 10, like that of age, when it was clearly known by all that this is not a child play. And that was exactly when my struggle started to make sure something is done and done fast. And in the process, she was taken to UBTH, where one of the eyes was removed. And we all felt pain about that. And after that, she was still managing one, going to school. And she was able to write NECO. And until one blessed morning, as soon as she finished writing her NECO, she woke up one beautiful morning, and we discovered that the only eye remaining for her, water just poured out of the eyes. And that was the last time she saw with that eyes. That was the beginning of the whole thing again. And I didn't stop there anywhere. I did all I could as a parent, both myself and my wife. I remember we went to Ibadan several times on recommendation. We went to Lagos. We went to UBTA severally. We went to even Uniben. There's an eye segment they have there. We went there. I went to several, the private hospitals pursuing if something could come out of it, until finally we were told that nothing could be done, that the eyes is gone and gone. I remember I wept. I and my wife, we wept, because this, my daughter Victory, out of the 5 children the Lord blessed me with, happened to be, if I should say, the most brilliant. Yeah, she is the most brilliant among my 5 children.
All right.
And so.
Okay, so like we say, some disabilities are congenital, meaning some persons are born with their disability, others are accidental, or we call it acquired disability. It means they acquired it later in the course of life. I want you to take us through that transition for you. Now, you had a child who had no disability at all, and suddenly she lost her sight. That phase, how did you grapple with it? How did you accept the fact that this child is different from the way she was before, and she has to do things differently now? How did you accept that? Particularly considering the fact that when disability strikes, usually men shy away and leave the responsibility for the women. So how did you get to accept it and find yourself trying to assist?
I can say that my own case was even in the opposite. I was the one carrying her along.
Why? Is it that your wife wasn't interested?
No, my wife was 100% interested, but for one reason or the other, I happened to be the one at the forefront, carrying her to most of these places.
That's what other men would not do.
But I did all of this without shame and without thinking what people will say about that. Imagine a father most of the time holding your daughter who is not seeing along the road, struggling to enter vehicles, struggling to do that. And sometimes people will be looking at us, and I didn't reason any of that, because to me, I was heading somewhere, I was pursuing something, and I told myself, I will do my best as a parent, as a father to this girl, if peradventure God will help us, as He had helped us now, to make her smile at the end of the day, irrespective of her present condition.
So the disability did not change your love for her?
At all. Instead, it increased the love. The more I look at her in that condition, the more the love increases.
Fantastic. This is still parents out there. Stigma and labeling is a big issue. Some parents shy away from the responsibility of their children with disability just because of stigmatization and labeling. We've seen within the disability community, parents, particularly men, who run away from the home and leave the child with disability to their wives, particularly when they are children with intellectual disability and even any other form of disability. We've had several cases like that, several complaints of men running away from their homes just because they cannot cope with the fact that they have a child with a disability. Mr. Reverend Chigoke Benjamin, yeah, it's an inspiration. He should inspire you, just in case you are one out there with a child with disability. There's no need to be ashamed. There's no need to be shy. There's no need to feel stigmatized. Let's look at the educational level of your child now. Currently, where's Victory and how's she doing?
The sad episode has now started to have a U-turn kind of. Currently, she is in Uniben studying mass communication.
No, that's too fast.
Okay.
When you say she's in Uniben, it's like it happened overnight.
It didn't
yes, take us through that
okay.
process.
All right. This question you asked me, I think 2023, the Lord brought a man I don't really know face to face my way called Bob Williams. You know, somebody introduced us to him. He called us. Maybe you are aware, you know the man. So
very well.
Okay. He called us, and then he started pushing. He started engineering. He started shouting. You know, he did everything possible to make sure we key into the education of this girl. You know, sometimes again we come with one excuse or the other, and he never accepts any. He keep calling and calling and calling and calling and calling, and that was how, again, my daughter was finally introduced to NAPVID. And that was how the change of the whole story
So what
started.
level was she at this time?
Presently?
No, at that time she was introduced
she
to
was
NAPVID.
just, I told you she wrote NECO. After writing NECO, the incidents occurred. So since then, for about 8 years, she didn't attend any school. She was just at home.
For 8 years?
Yeah, for 8 good years. Yeah.
And that's because you were not aware that she could go back to school?
The process of her going to school is not what I was not clear. It's what I was not cleared of. But I remembered again at the time I took her to Ondo to this special school, this thing. The issue with Victory really is that eye problem it happened not to be the only issue she's having. There are still other issues. You understand? So I took her to Ondo. That was 2021 or 2022. I registered her there. I did everything they required, only to be called upon. I left her there. I came back to Benin, only to be called upon the next day by the principal that I should come and take my daughter out, that they don't know what is wrong with her. She's sick. She's crying. So the next day I had to go back again to Ondo State. I bring her back home. And then she had to stay again for about 2 years before this other thing now came up. Bob William actually played the ball. And let me say, we also get in touch with Barrister Melody. We get in touch again with Dr. Ibrahim of
Albinism Association.
Ibrahim, Dr. Ibrahim of of this radio house FM.
Oh, I learned your daughter is a sport enthusiast.
Yeah, she is. So that was how Abraham came into it. Bob William was pushing. Barrister Melody also came into it, and they both introduced us to NAPVID. And then coming to NAPVID, by the grace of God, the reception that first day was very, very wonderful. The NAPVID admin, Mrs. Temi, gave us a warm welcome. And he encouraged me again and encouraged my daughter that we shouldn't bother. Something good will definitely come out of her. And I think that is what is just happening now.
All right. Now, your daughter has come back to school. She's in the university as one with a disability. Can you tell me how this has changed her life? Being at home for 8 years and being able to go to school again despite her disability, has that changed the trajectory of her life?
Yeah, Before all these things, I think she had been telling us that she must go to school, she must go to school, she wants to go to university. I said, how possible? How? that was my question. But she keeps saying it, one of these days I must be in school, I must be in school. So going to the university, I actually it's like a dream achieved. She's happy. She also go there, she saw some other people. At the time, she thought she was the only person going through this thing. But when she went there, she also saw her mate in the same destiny, and people loves her. So life has started to return to her. So she's coping with. As I'm talking, another marvelous thing that happened is that when she was taken to rehab by NAPVID, in the process, they told me that, do you know that one of these days your daughter will learn how to cook as a cook? I said, how can I be so wicked to allow my daughter who is there to go and cook? I said, I can't do it. It's suicidal. But as I'm talking to you now, she's cooking her food. She always call and say, Daddy, I have cooked too. I cooked this,
Brilliant.
I cooked that.
Brilliant.
Yeah. She cook her food, and she eats her food, and then the little this she cannot do for herself, there are friends there to help her out and all of that. It's amazing. Right. I never believed it anyway.
Independent living is part of what persons with disability advocate for. We are not burden to society. We are not burden to people around us. We love to be independent and do our things ourselves. And one of the things that can help us to do that is education, obviously. I want to stay with the issue of acceptance because you are a reverend. Most often, people of various faiths often hold on to the God factor. They live in denial, not accepting the fact that they now have a child with a disability. They look forward to the miraculous. This is not saying God cannot heal or there are no miracles. I'm just saying, as a reverend, one would have thought that that's one thing you will be holding on to. You will live in denial, you will not accept, you keep praying, you keep taking your child from one religious home to another. What made you think that education can still work for your child despite her disability?
All right, I think as from the time I married, I promised myself something, and that thing was that I said, any number of children that God will give to me, I must do everything possible to make them go to school, and then even to the level that they want to go to. You understand?
Yes.
So I have that in mind. And in the process, I have 4 girls, which is one of them, and a boy. And I told myself again, this idea of it's a waste to train girls. It's not my thing, it's not my property. So I said, whether girl or boy, I must try my best. As the boys are trained, the girls are equally trained to the level I can by the special grace of God, or to the level they want, to go to. So her condition, yes, I'm a man of God, really. We preach faith. A man of faith, you shouldn't deny the fact that sometimes these things occur. And God can use any means to answer your prayer of faith. So faith is not all about folding hands, sitting down and said, I know God will do it. God may choose to do it through other means. So as you are having the faith, as you are praying, you should be pushing forward. God can meet you at the junction of your practical faith. Practical faith is that after you have conceived it, you know it will happen, you believe it will happen, you rise up and begin to do something. And in the process of doing something, your faith may be fulfilled.
Fantastic. This is very instructive. I said that because I remember I was in a church gathering and I was asked to identify myself. And I introduced myself as someone with disability. And the brother who was leading that session was furious at me. He accused me of accepting my disability. He wondered why I would know God and introduce myself as one with a disability. So I understand the fact that many people oftentimes do not want to accept disability. They hold on to the belief that their child will regain their healing, and as such, keep that child at home. Deny the child the opportunity to go to school and be educated. As I speak now, their children are home for more than 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, just because the parents are still hoping and believing that the child would see, would walk, would hear again. And like I said, we don't dispute that, but you just told us something today, practical faith.
Yeah.
So you need to, get going and get that child enrolled in school. That's the essence of the program today. You also talked about medical intervention. That's another thing parents do when children have disability. They take them from one health institution to the other, which is normal. But in the course of your moving around, seeking for medical intervention, did you get any referral when your child was certified blind? Did you get any referral from any of these health centers that you can take your child to a school or to a rehab center?
I think it was when we went to Ibadan. You know, one of the doctors in the process of discussion called me and told me, say, please, sir, we have seen the condition of this girl. You just have to accept her and accept everything and make sure you do everything possible to take her to a school so that in the near future, people will not take advantage of her and she will not, begin to curse God and curse people around and hate life. That we should do everything possible that we take her to school and make sure we train her and then leave the rest we cannot do for God. A doctor in Ibadan teaching hospital told me that. And
I believe that gave you some sort of hope.
Yes.
That it's possible for your child to go back to school.
It was additional eye-opening. Yes. I had, even the years she stayed at home, I had it in mind to take her to school, but I didn't know how it will work out. And nobody was there to actually, say, okay, do it this way or do it the other way. But I was still praying, believing God that one of these days, God will make a way out. We can be connected to who or what will connect us again to what will make our life better educationally.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's look at the way you raised Victory in comparison to other children that you have. When she lost her sight, did you treat her differently? Because two things usually happen. Is it that you over-pamper her
yeah.
or you undermine her?
Yeah. As a pastor, I wouldn't say I over-pampered her. I didn't. But I was always close to her. Anytime we're having family discussion, she's always there. I allow her to make contributions.
Wow.
And at times, most of the times, her contribution is always good and appear to be the best. And whenever she says something reasonable, I carried it out.
Fantastic. Unfortunately, we don't have so much time to continue this conversation. I'm finding it very fascinating, and I hope you are too. And I hope you have learned a couple of things from this conversation today, that disability is not the end of the road for any child with disability. Your child with a disability stands the chance of becoming great in life if only you take advantage of the educational opportunities that are available for such child. There are schools in Benin City, there are schools in Edo State your child can go to and be educated. Just in case you want to know more, you can contact us at our secretariat, number 34, Arosa Street, off Sokpomba Road, here in Benin City. 34, Arosa Street, off Sokpomba Road, here in Benin City. That's the NAVID Secretariat. Come, we will help you through the process. Mr. Reverend Benjamin Kalu, thank you for coming to Hitches and Voices.
God bless you once again.
It's a wrap on the program today. Thanks for watching on television and listening on radio. We'll do this same time next week. My name is Kingsley Okoje saying, spot the hitch and be a voice.